Can I get you to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name's Tina Hamilton and I'm chair of Formby Community Football Club.
And you have been doing something extremely important for the local community, haven't you? Can you please explain a bit more?
Yes, certainly. When the FA took football away from us due to Covid-19, which was understandable, we thought, OK, the football's gone away, but we're not going to go away. We always said that we would be the club for the community, and this gave us the opportunity to stand up and help our community. So for 99 days we have been shopping, cutting the grass, weeding people's gardens, collecting prescriptions and offering what we call company calls for people who are self-isolating and on their own. We'll chat to them and check in with them once a week. So in these 99 days we've looked after 478 homes in Formby and we've responded to 2,078 requests for help.
You're only a new club, aren't you?
Yes, we started up March 2019 and in that time we've accrued 28 teams and we've got over 330 members ranging from children aged 3 right up to our oldest walking footballer member who is 86.
What's been your biggest challenge so far?
The biggest challenge so far is to find us a home, which we're hoping to. We've got a 5-year plan because the idea is we want a community hub where it's a centre where everybody can come 7 days a week. So during the day you might have your older people coming for tea, coffee, Domino's Bridge, and they will mix with the mother and children group. Idea being there was a Channel 4 documentary showing the positive influences older people and younger children have mixing together, intergenerational. It's good for mental well-being, it's good for the physical development of both age groups. So the biggest challenge is to sort of find this land, cement our place in the community, which I think COVID has helped us do, but we really want a base, somewhere to call home.
How many young people have been involved in actually delivering and also the supply network that you've set up?
Okay, you've probably got, I'd say, about of the people who are doing it, probably about 40% are young people, as in under 18. The likes of my children, they're 16 and 13, they've been answering the phone, taking shopping requests, prescription orders. We've also got children out delivering, dropping off papers, and just generally offering support where they can.
How do you think it's actually affected them, lockdown? Do you think this has been a benefit to them to be able to actually do something for the community?
I think it's been good because it's brought on the social skills and they're aware of, we've now identified all these people who are self-isolating, who are lonely, and a lot of the kids have come back and said, we're not going to leave them behind, Tina, are we? Which we've said no, we want to continue looking after them and bringing them into the club, whether that means on a Saturday bringing them down to watch the football, giving them a rug and a chair and a flask of tea, or whether it means bringing them along to our social do's. So it's been good for the kids in that respect. We've just been given the green light to go back to training under very tight restrictions, and it's lovely to see the children meeting up after 3 months. That's a really long time, longer than the 6-week holiday, and I think that's given the kids a boost as well. So we've also held Zoom meetings where the kids can tap in and talk to each other, but nothing beats the face-to-face interaction.
Do you think it's also helped with their education?
Social skills, yeah, it's been invaluable because they're using skills which they didn't know they had. They're having to prioritise, realise what's more important, who takes priority over who else, making sure that they respond quickly. I think on the educational side it's been really tough. As a mum and I'm also a governor at a local primary school, getting the balance between children getting enough education or too much and overload. It's also been a tough time for the teachers, they're having to plan and set and check in with the kids. So I think every age group and every part of the community has been affected. What we've tried to do is just remain positive and always look at things that the glass is half full, because I think if you dwell on the negatives too much, there is no end in sight, and that's a question that the people we're looking after constantly are asking us, when will it end, when will it end? And unfortunately we don't know, there's no set in stone answer.
Formby's seen a lot of problems recently with youths, particularly on the beaches and things. How important are community clubs like yourselves, do you reckon, in combating issues?
Really important, which is why we want this community hub setting up. The idea being that it offers kids the chance. I know my daughter did her GCSEs last year, and she said Formby Library was too small and too noisy to study, so the nearest place would be Liverpool Library. So we want to have this community hub where the children can call in after school and do some homework. For instance, if, I don't know, Johnny wants to be an engineer, but he's struggling filling in an application form, and sitting across the way is Albert, and he helped build the Forth Road Bridge. So Albert can help Johnny fill his application form out, and maybe in return Johnny could then help Albert do, get onto the internet and use an iPad. We're going to be offering level 1 football courses, we're going to be offering referees courses, all out of the community hub. There'll also be, ideally we want to get a mental wellbeing programme in situ, so people can come and talk if they have any issues, but it's somewhere for the kids to go. And what's important for us, it's a small minority of kids who are causing the problems. We've got a youth committee, which we've got everyone from age 6 right up to 16 who have an input to the club, and they have a voice, and it's really important to give kids a voice. Some of our kids have been down at the beach tidying up after the mass has turned up, and unfortunately, it's the way that they're brought up, and values instilled to them. So I do think they get a bad press, but to give them something and to give them ownership of a community hub is really important, and give them something to be proud of, somewhere to go and somewhere to make a difference.
People would argue there are places like the Doves Trust. What's different about a community football club and things like the Doves Trust?
The idea for us is we're using football as a vehicle for community cohesion. And what's been interesting is, whilst we've been helping everybody out, they've actually said to us, we'd like to get involved. So some of the older generation who helped build the pool and get the pool going have said, look Tina, we will help you and we'll get this going. For us, you're mixing the old generation with the new generation. The Dove Trust do a fantastic job, and I know loads of kids who go there for dancing and various other activities. Our idea is this will be open 7 days a week. We'd like a cafe in there. We'd like everybody to get involved, and for it to be a focal point for the community.
How big a difficulty has it been for safeguarding it, particularly with the coronavirus and keeping everybody safe?
We were in the fortunate position that we were almost set up ready to go, because all our coaches and assistant managers are all DBS checked, and it's not just a standard DBS, it's enhanced, because a lot of them are working with, like the walking football, you've got vulnerable people there, and children, so they all have enhanced DBSs. They also have to go on courses, safeguarding courses, both for safeguarding for children and for adults, so they're fully prepped and they know what needs to be done. We also invested in PPE. We also bought all our volunteers a t-shirt like this, so they were easily identifiable, so when people are coming to the door they realised what was happening, who they were, and they could tell they were from our club. We also sent out guidelines when delivering what we need to do, so I feel as though we ticked every box.
Food boxes are stopping being delivered by the government, but I believe you're doing something different.
What we did, we sort of took a different route. When we were taking calls from the older generation, they were really disappointed that they couldn't come out for the E-Day, and they were planning street parties and everything else, and they were really despondent. So what we did, we got 105 baskets. I contacted Waitrose, Tesco's and Cassidy's. Cassidy's were fantastic and gave us all our strawberries for free, which was £80 worth. Waitrose gave us all champagne truffles and shortbreads, and Tesco's gave us a voucher towards the tea that we bought. We went out and we ordered online Union Jack hats and Union Jack glasses and party poppers, and we delivered 105 afternoon teas to houses around Formby, which went down a storm. We also, at the bank holiday, people were finding it really difficult staying in at the bank holiday, so Waitrose again donated chocolate bars, and we supplemented it, and we delivered 400 chocolate bars to homes around Formby with a little message on saying just a sweet treat from us to keep you going. So although it's not sort of government food boxes, we like to think it's just something a little bit different, and something which will pick people's spirits up.
And you're continuing at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, we're continuing. A lot of people have been phoning up saying because restrictions have been relaxed, are we going to stop? And we've said, look, we're not stopping. we know that people have got letters saying that they have to shield until the 1st of August, and we'll keep going till then.
Well, thank you and good luck. And if anybody wants to sponsor you, how do they do that?
They can get in touch with myself, Tina Hamilton, on 0779 166 8280, or they can email me at tinafcfc@outlook.com.